Okay, this is Wyoming Rick Treasure Reveal. Once again, what you're looking at here are 50 rows of nickels. So $100 worth of nickels are 2,000 coins. Now this comes from a different bank than what I usually get them at, as they are rowed. I usually like to get my coins at banks where they're not rowed, in bags, preferably, because I like to tear the bags open and look in them. So what I'm going to do is just open about 5 at a time, and I'll bring you back in after I get them open so we can look to see if I have found anything in each each of those 5 rows. So I'll bring you back in here in just a few minutes. I'll be right back in just a bit. Okay, we're back. These 2 rows kind of fell apart on me, so we're going to kind of scoot that back a little bit, and then I'm going to go through them, thumb through them really quick and see if I find anything. And you can look right along with me and see if you see anything, and I'll make the video just a little smaller until I find something, and then once I find something that looks like a hit, then I'll share with you what I found. The next few rows, I'm just going to take what I find that is hits and just show them to you after I've found them. This is a 1950. Let me get this on this, get this focused. All right, why ain't my camera focusing today? There it is, 1950. That date's kind of messed up. Looks like a 1955. Let me get my magnifier out and look at it. This is a 1953. 1953. So obviously I'm keeping those dates like that right there. So that's a decent find. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it will do. It is an older coin. I'm looking for 1959 and older. And like I said, I kind of messed these up when I opened them up. So I'll thumb through them really quick and see if we find anything. If I find something, I'll let you know. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and keep searching, and I'll bring you back in here in just a bit. Okay, what I'm going to do, open 3 more rows. I'm going to thumb through these really quick, see if we find anything. And I am so used to doing it out of the bag. I just like the bag so much better. What I'm going to do, we're going to pause for just a little bit. After I go through these, we'll see if we find anything. And then I'm just going to open the rest of the rows and dump them on the table and go through them the way I usually go through them. I'll just view everything, scanning over the top just to see if I see anything. And then we'll go through the coins that way. I just like doing it that way, much better. So I'm a little unconventional. I do things a little bit different way than what most people do. But I usually find stuff, so I have found one already, 1950s. Here's a 1955. Let me get it up here, see if you see it. Get the light on it, and let's put it on that right there. 1955, as you can see. And it is it looks like a Denver Mint. Get my video to focus. It's a Denver Mint. I'm going to put that over here on the keeper tray. And I'm going to go ahead and through these right here really fast and see if we see anything else. This one looks old. 1967. That's not going to cut it, so that gets put back in the bag. It's going to go back to a bank that I dump at. Keep looking, see what we can find here. Don't see anything else. Looking for proof nickels. I did find a really rare nickel the other day with a W mint on it. And there's only like 3,000 and something of them that was made. So that's on one of my other videos. You'll see it if you can find that video. You'll see it, but don't see anything else here that I would want to keep. So I'm going to go back out. I'm going to unopen these rows. It won't take long, and when the video comes back on, you'll be able to see we'll scan the top together and see what we can find. Be right back. Okay, I'm going to bring you back in. I've got about 14 more of these rows open, and I'm going to thumb through them, and I'm going to bring it and show it to you, whatever I find, here in just a minute. So let's look through these together, see what we can find. And just looking at it right here, I see a coin that looks old. This one looks older. It's not, but this one is. This is a 1948. Get up here at the camera where you can see that. 1948. I keep those. And it does not have a mint mark. It's 1948 Philadelphia. So anyway, it's a pretty cool little find. I'll keep that, put that on my keeper's tray. I'll go over here and I'll go through some more of these coins and see what else I can find. It's 1964. I don't keep those. Those are so easy to find. There's so many of them. So many of them. Here's another 1964. Speaking of 1964s. This one looks kind of old. This one is another 1964. Wouldn't you know it? Here's another. It's not 1964. Here's a coin that looks fairly old, but it's not. I like scanning these tops. That's why I like bags. You don't have to sit there and waste a lot of time opening the coins. And you can go right through them from the top and then go through them tray by tray. Found a Canadian coin. See if you see that on the video. It's a little Canadian coin. I keep all the foreign coins. They're pretty cool. It's a 1985. 1985. So I put that on the keeper tray. Here's a coin that looks old. 1947. Let's get this one up here where you can see it. 1947. And it is a no mint mark, which means it's a Philadelphia. So this goes in the keeper tray. So I've got 4 40s and 50s. No 30s yet. No war nickels yet. But I do usually find a few war nickels, which is always cool. And of course, the other day, like I was sharing with you earlier, I found that nickel that had a W on it. And is a collector's coin from the mint. And it got in circulation somehow. There's like 3,000 something of them. Definitely keeping that. So, okay. Okay, we scanned the top for a little bit. Here's 1946. That's 42 through 45 is what I'm looking for. 1946. And it is a Philadelphia. Put this on the keeper's tray. So I'm going to go ahead and thumb through these. I'll bring you back in. Just to give you an update, I went through all those coins I had open out of those rows, and I found 5 so far out of 6, 9, 11, 22. I've got 30 left. 5 keepers, 40s and 50s, and then a Canadian, which would be 6 things that I've kept out of 20 rows. That's not a good percentage. So I'm thinking, just like on those dimes, I didn't find anything out of those 10 rows on dimes. I'm beginning to think that this could be somebody's bank dump where they dump their searches, or maybe the tellers go through them, or maybe both. Who knows? But I'll bring you back in. If and when I find something, I'm going to open up 10 more rows, and I'll bring you back in. Okay, I've opened 10 more rows of nickels. And once again, like I always do, I'm going to scan the tops to see if I find anything. Put this light on it. We'll look through this together, see what we can see. Let me turn the viewer up a little bit for you. Maybe you can see something that way. And I'm just scanning the tops and just raking through them. Like I said, I'm a big fan of getting the bags and opening them. I like those so much better. I do see something here. This is 1939, I believe. Get down here, we'll look at this together. Okay, 1939. Pull that in. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Get this slide over here where we can see it good. It's a 1939. as I said. And I'm going to look for a mint mark. Unfortunately, it's Philadelphia mint. Has the mint mark. I believe it's San Francisco or Denver, whichever one of the two it is. I believe it's Denver. It's more valuable if it's that one. Unfortunately, we don't have a mint mark on this. But it is a 1939, so it's definitely a keeper. So, let me scatter these out a little more. Let's look again. 1981, that's not old. Like I said, next time I'm going to get a bag, hopefully, and just dump all the contents out at one time. It takes a while to open up the coins when you got them like this. So I'm more of a coin bag hunter than a coin row hunter. I keep finding a lot of 64s. That's what that one there is, a 64. You can see it right there. A lot of them. They mass marketed them in 1964, obviously. I also seem to find a lot of 1960s. And, you know, if it's 59, I'd keep it. So that's kind of like shooting you think you made a 3-pointer, but your toe was on the line, and you made a 2-pointer. It's kind of how disappointing that is. But this is a 1947. Let's look here. Bring it in. Not that much. Too much. 1947. It's fairly old. So my 2 finds so far out of these last 10 rows I just opened are 40s. And 2 of them are 40s and one's a 30s. I'll get that right here in just a minute. But anyway, I'll just continue scanning the tops of these and see what I can find. There's another 64. Nothing new there. In 85. Right now I don't see anything else. Until I go through them on my plate. Sorry about the video being dim there. So, anyway, looking through them, don't see anything else on top. So I'll bring you back in when I find some more finds. Okay, on that last 10 rows, 2 finds. The 2 40s that you've seen me pull out of the pile. I got 2 more rounds of 10 rows each. I think it's safe to say I'm not going back to this bank again. The one downtown, like I said, it's my first time to ever get coins from there. It's either somebody's dump place where they dump all their searched rows from other banks, or, like I said, maybe they got some picker tellers there that's picking through them. Who knows? But either way, whatever the situation is, I'm not going back to that bank again. But hopefully I can salvage this hunt on this last 20 rows. I'll open up 10 more. Be right back. This is Wyoming Rick Treasure Reveal back. Open up 10 more rows. Got 10 left. And as usual, I'm going to scan the top to see if I can find anything. Got one more 10 row thing to go through. Here's a find. I'll show it to you here in just a second. And I'll go ahead and keep scanning to see what else I can find. Let's see, this one looks kind of old. 1988. Really dirty coin. Yeah, I think it's safe to say I'm not going to do this bank anymore. Here's another one I'll show you. Just a minute. Here is another one. So 3 out of this 10 rows so far. I'll show you the harvest here in just a second. 1964, nothing new there. 1964, let's see. Get this light on this, make it a little brighter. And there's probably, hopefully, another 1 or 2 down in here. So here's another one. So that's 4 finds out of the this last 10 rows I just opened, so that's a little better average than what I've been getting on each of the 3 previous 10. Okay. All right, let me show you what I found, and then I'll go through these and I'll be doing the last 10 rows. Another 1964. How many of you hunt nickels out there and you see so many 1964s? Here's another find, 1953. What I have a question for you out there. Maybe you can tell me how you do this. What denomination do you like to hunt the best? Which denomination do you think produces the most return? Not that you're going to get rich on this, because you're not likely to get rich on this. But what is the best on your return, like percentage-wise? Here's another find. Now, do you think it's pennies? Do you think it's nickels? Because let's say you find a penny that's worth about $3. That's a 300% return. That's 300 times the face value. Do you ever find any nickels that's worth 300 times face value? That would be, what, $15 in that case? What about quarters? What about dimes? What about dimes? What about half dollars? Now, of course, the dimes, the half dollars, the quarters, the main thing we're looking for there is silver. But on the quarters, I do like finding the W's. But anyway, what is your favorite to do, and what do you think you get the most out, for percentage-wise on what you do? Okay. I'm going to show you the 6 finds that I just found. So this is actually better than what I did on the previous 10 rows. So let's get the... Okay, I'm back with the finds. Show you what I found here out of that pile so far. 1946. And I looked on the back of it. No mint mark. There it is, 46. 1950... Goodness, get my camera focused. 1959. What's this camera done? 1953. Okay. It keeps going dim on me. I don't know what it's doing. Sorry about that. Let's lessen the size of it. See what it does. 1958. 1949, Denver. 1949, Denver. Okay. And have a 1954. Let me get it pulled in there. 1954. 1954. Okay. I'm going to go back out and see what I can find on that pile that's laying there. And then I'll get the next 10 open, and we'll see what we come up with for a final total. Thank you. Okay, on the previous 10 rows, when I was scanning the tops, I did find 6 finds. And I'm pretty good at finding what's in there without having to go through all of them. But I do go through all of them just to make sure I don't miss anything. And I did find one more out of that 10 rows, 1957. So that's why I go through them, because you never know what you're going to miss. And this is a 57. It's a Denver mint. So I'm going to bring you right back in if and when I find something on this next 10 rows. But actually what I'll do, I'll dump these 10 rows out and we'll scan the tops together real quick. And then I'll go out and come right back in with the final finds. So thank you. Okay, I've got the last 10 rows open. We'll do a scan the top really quick to see if we find anything worth keeping. And then I will officially be done with these 50 rows. So thank you for your participation. Thank you for viewing with me. And seeing what we find. So far, I have not found any war nickels. I have noticed I found here in these 50 rows is a 1939. This is not looking too good right now on these last 10. I'm not finding anything on top. 1984, 1964. Okay. There's another 1964. You find them, a lot of them, as I've said before. Well, these last 10 rows may be as bad as the previous 10. Not as bad as the previous 10 was good. Here's 1955, so I found one so far. 1964. Not trying to be a negative Nancy, but sometimes this happens. Like I said, I like doing the bags. This was really shiny, but it's nothing special other than being shiny. Okay. Well, so far, just looking at the tops, I just found one. So I'm going to go back out and I'm going to go through these, and I'll come back in at the end of the search. This is Wyoming Rick Treasure Reveal. I found one find, sadly, in those last 10 rows. That's terrible. So, safely to say, I'm never going to that bank downtown again where I live. I think there's a picker in there. Yeah, I think there's probably a coin row hunter that dumps there. Gets them in another bank and dumps there. So, this is my finds. I had about 15. There's 40s and 50s, and 130s is in there. And then one Canadian coin. So that's all I found. If you don't mind, I didn't mean to make this video so long. I'm not going to make the other ones long like this. So if you don't mind, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you. See you at the next video.